This video is brought to you by the Abbey Community School Society. All right, welcome back. So in this next section, I'm going to show you how to do the ground. So ground's behavior is almost identical to the pipes. So setting it up shouldn't be too complicated. Let's start same thing. So I've got a new empty scene here. Always, if you need to make more empty scenes, you can always click this little plus button here and add more. So I just need one. I'm going to click other nodes. So it's the same as before. It's going to be an area 2D. Double click, perfect. So I'm going to rename this to ground, just like that. And it needs its, let's start with the sprite, just like last time. So add child node. I'm going to search for a sprite, double click. For the texture, I'm going to select the drop down, load, go to the ground folder and select the ground texture. There we go. Let's just rename this to be a lowercase. One of the things I do want to do is I want to set this thing here that says centered. I'm going to unclick that. With the ground, I want the anchor point to be in the top left instead of in the middle, and I'll explain that later on. So by turning this on, or this on button to be off, it just puts the anchor point. That's the point that the computer uses to reference an object or to place an object in space. I'm putting it in the top left corner instead of in the middle. Okay, moving on, I need the collider, so right click, add child node. So we're going to do a collision shape 2D and create. For its shape, I'm going to do the rectangle again. New rectangle shape, let's zoom in. Let's move it a little bit here. Stretch it out. Good, so we've got the collider on the shape. Let's rename it to collider. And was that the ground is actually done? Like, it's got all its components. Now we just need to code it. Let's first save the scene. So I'm gonna press Control S. I'm gonna go back to my root folder, select the ground, and then click save. Good. Let's add the script. So right click on ground, attach script, same thing. It's a GD script area 2D, empty template, and it's in the right folder, and click create. Okay. So the ground is, as I said, it's going to be very similar to the pipes. So let's do the same thing. So we're going to expose one variable, which will be our movement speed. And I need to set this to be the same as the pipes. So I believe if I just switch over to pipes, 100, 100, perfect. Let's move down. I'm going to create our function process delta, just like that. And same thing, I'm going to move my position dot x minus equals move speed. So this will be moving my ground to the left every single frame. And I need to multiply it by delta. So they all move at the same, at whatever my frame rate is. And for the if statement, so the ground kind of has to jump to the other side of the screen as well. So I'm going to go if position dot x. So here's, we need to do a little bit more math. So position x, if you guys remember, I moved that anchor point to the top left corner of my sprite. So if the top left corner of my sprite goes off screen, that's not ideal. So I mean, if that goes off screen, I don't want to move the ground to the other side of the screen just yet. I want to make sure the whole ground goes off the screen. So I could do some things. I could do something like plus 400, because I know that the exact width of my ground is 400 pixels. So I could just go position.x plus 400. If that is less than 0, then I set position.x equal to 400. Right, so this is one way to do it. But the problem is this: I mean, for this game, this is fine. This will work great. Also, don't forget the colon. So this means that once my position is 400 pixels, so my position plus 400 pixels, so that's actually referring to now the right corner of my ground, is past the 0 mark, so less than 0, so it's off screen. Then I put the top left corner of the object to be at 400 pixels, which is the right hand side of my screen. So this works great. This will work. But down here, I just want to show you another way of doing it. So if position.x is plus, and then we can do something like sprite.texture.get width is less than 0. So why would you want to do it this way? This is so much more coding, so much more things to type. Why would I want to do the conditional that way? And then moving on, position.x equals get viewport dot size dot x. These two things do the same thing. So this achieves the same thing as this. The only difference is if I decided to make the width of my ground sprite to be something else. So maybe I want a bigger sprite. Maybe I want more variety in my sprite. So I want the player to think that there's more changes to the ground coming up. Then it's not going to have a size of 400. And as a coder, you're not always going to go back and change these hard-coded variables into whatever your new image size is. So by doing this, you're actually telling the computer to look up the exact image size and use that instead of a hard-coded 400. And for the other part here, it's taking my viewport, which is the size of my game, and taking its x size, which is the width of the game, and applying the position to that. So either one of these work. I'm just going to comment these two out. I will stick with these for now, but I wanted to show you that there's two different ways of doing it. So it's comment. Sorry, I didn't show you how to comment. Select the lines that you want to comment, right click and toggle comment or Control K. Commenting means it's there, it's visible, you can see it, but when the computer reads it, it completely ignores these. So the computer's not looking at these lines of code. Let's save the script. Everything is good, so ground is saved. We can test the ground just like we did before. So if we click on play scene, you notice the ground is moving, and then clicking across here, it's moving again. Very good. So it is working. And that is it. So that is it for the ground. It's quick and easy. Next video, we'll throw these all together and finally get the game working. Thank you for watching.